And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. How are you today? Believe it or not, it's Friday. We're making way for a big show coming up at 7 o'clock. I hope you'll join us. A lot of police, coroners, and that girl will be here. Chief Barry White from Clark County joins us. We'll also have Chief of Police of Marion Police Department joining us, and then Stella McMahon joining us as Lauderdale County Coroner this morning. A lot happening. You don't want to miss the show. It begins at 7. I do want to say this before I'll bring this up during this section of what we talk about on a national basis. First, I want to bring up something local. Of miracles do happen every day. This was that case this morning. Let me pull down and show a quick picture here if you hadn't had a chance. We got a message a few moments ago that a tree had fallen through a home on Valley Road. People were trapped. A big thank you to all of the volunteer firemen, girls and ladies, Metro, Sheriff's Department, all that responded to the scene. As miracles do happen, believe this or not, minor scratches were received during this. We talk about that often during storms, of not sitting in a room that has a tree right over it. We'll talk a little bit more about that coming up at 7, but blessed we are for that to have happened that way. No one seriously hurt. Thank heavens. Never know when something like that will happen. So we're glad, and give a little amen for that, shouldn't we? We should. Speaking of that, let's go to Collinsville. Let's get that good word. Straighten today all out. Let's see what they've got to say this morning at Collinsville First Baptist.
One of my favorite cartoons growing up, and I bet it was one of yours too, was the Bugs Bunny show. Man, I still love that show. Aren't the new ones awful? I mean, the old ones are still the best. Of course, the Bugs Bunny show had all sorts of characters, but one that came to mind in light of today's wisdom is Yosemite Sam, the roughest, toughest hombre that ever locked horns with a rabbit. There are many things we could say about old Sam, but one thing for sure is that he was quick-tempered. It didn't take hardly anything for him to blow his stack. I wonder, do you have a little bit of Sam in you? Maybe a lot of Sam. Do you tend to blow your stack pretty easily? Has anybody ever called you crabby, cranky, cross, crotchety, grouchy, grumpy, irritable, peevish, prickly, snappy, snippy, or testy? Maybe they've said you've got a hot temper or a short fuse. Well, today's word from Scripture is for you. Proverbs 14:17 says, a man of quick temper acts foolishly. You don't want to be a fool, do you? Man, how many times have you seen that play out? I'm embarrassed to say how many times I've seen me do it. So, beloved, that quick temper will do you no good. It'll get you into trouble, and into trouble fast. That's why the Spirit tells us in James 1, know this, my beloved brothers, let every person be quick to hear, slow to speak, slow to anger, for the anger of man does not produce the righteousness of God. Right? Those are solid words for you and me to live by if we don't want to be foolish. Even when you've had enough of that long-eared, fur-bearing, flat-footed rabbit and you want to say, you better say your prayers, you flea-bitten varmint. I'm going to blow you to smithereens. May the Holy Spirit give you the power to calm down and not make a fool of yourself. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville and Mowdy Cabinetry. And welcome back. I do hope your morning is going well. You've got coffee brewing or had a cup or a pot so far this morning to get our day going there. James, how are you doing there? Clarkdale joining us there. Also, Miss Joyce is jumping in. Miss Dorothy Ford. Jeannie, good to see you. Richard Nelson is also part of the group. And Angie, so glad to see y'all up and at 'em. They've made an arrest in California for the burning of 120,000 acres of land. A man was seen pushing a car off a ravine and then calmly blending in with everybody else standing by. 120,000 acres burned. He's already been convicted in the past of lewd acts with someone under the age of 14 and a robbery. This will add to it. He's already been arrested. We'll see what they do to him. Mercy, have mercy. Let's see what is going on with the rest of the nation. Not so sure you won't end up seeing this guy as maybe as a vice president. Newsom. Y'all know the name I'm talking about? California governor has ordered the state agencies to remove homeless encampments throughout the state of California. Why the sudden change? They've been inviting this for years upon years. Our cities are run down, making a change now. Again, I don't know who the vice president could be on the Democrat side. running mate, but his name is probably at the top of that list of people that are being looked at. Giuliani, judge says they may reconsider dismissing his bankruptcy case. We'll see what becomes of that because he failed to pay a fine. I guess you have to do that. The way I read into that, you have to pay a certain amount of fine to have something dismissed. What else? Let's see. Dozens and dozens of LGBT celebrities and lawmakers have come out in support of Kamala Harris for the run for presidency on the Democrat side. We even see that Barack Obama has endorsed along with his wife. She will also be seen on the season finale of RuPaul, the Drag Race All-Stars, drag queen. That's what I'm putting to. That's where you'll see the vice president running for president on a RuPaul show. Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's see what else is happening. Enough of that. As we look at Wayne Brady, do y'all remember him? Whose line is it anyway? I pulled up a Google picture of him. Here he is of Wayne Brady. If y'all remember whose line is it anyway, he was real funny. Surprise, surprise. At 51, he is a dad again. Didn't seem to know that. Then I also read something else that he said that I didn't even know what the word meant until I looked up the definition. There's new words being invented every day that I don't use in my conversations. Here it is. He says, identify as a pansexual. I had no idea what pansexual was. So we've got a definition of this. He explains in an interview, I've been attracted to men, I've been attracted to women, and everyone who falls within the non-gender conforming spectrum. I am open to love and attraction from anyone in that group. Now we know what the definition of pansexual is. And moving right along, let's see, Harvey Weinstein has been hospitalized. COVID, double pneumonia is what he's got. We'll see if he recovers from that. He's been taken to a hospital. We won't see Texas the way it is very much longer. There's too many people flocking from other states that bring with them their ideology, their thinking, their voting the way they do it. Still, Americans are flocking to Texas. 9 of the 10 of the fast-growing cities are there in Texas, which means before long that won't be a Republican state much longer. It will change, and it comes with a high amount of electoral votes. We all know that. But Texas, 9 out of the 10 fastest-growing cities there. Everybody has been going there. The Olympics are getting ready to kick off in France. As you'll remember, we mentioned Snoop Dogg will be carrying one of the torches. Ought to be interesting. They're saying that they've got the highest security that they've ever had before. And rightly so. There's a lot of bad people that want to harm things that go on in this world. Let's see here. We already talked about that. That's interesting, but not enough to talk about right now. A teenager deliberately is being charged with derailing a train to video for YouTube. It all happened in Nebraska. An arrest has been made. Not sure how many years you'll get for that, but that should be very high. You're dealing with railroads. It's almost like when you're fooling with the post office. If you hurt a postal worker, that's a federal offense. And I think that goes the same thing with a train as well. A few of the headlines that are shaping America this morning. We got a lot more to talk about. And again, we've got a full house coming up for our 7 a.m. headlines of what's shaping locally. We got all of that and more. We'll be right back as we'll get into your forecast to let you know what exactly this weather's going to do. It's all up and coming here in just a moment.
The Preserve at Meridian is the premier senior living community in the Meridian area, offering independent living cottages, assisted living, and maintain their independence and pursue an engaging lifestyle with a robust activities calendar, personalized care programs, wellness activities, restaurant-style dining, and much more. Call or visit us online today at preserveatmeridian.com to schedule your personal tour.
Philadelphia Gun & Pawn, located at 910 Posey Avenue, has tons of lawnmowers to choose from. A big selection of zero-turn lawnmowers, power washers, and even barbecue grills. Step inside the store and see their complete line of Liberty safes along with those Browning safes. A large selection of Louis Vuitton purses along with satin shirts and bead sets. And tons to choose from for the outdoorsman in your household. And always a great deal on any type of jewelry you're looking for. And a private lobby for pawns for your confidentiality. Philadelphia Gun and Pawn. And welcome back. Good morning to Irene joining us there from big city of Union, Mississippi. As we pull up radar, let's see what the weather is doing right now. We'll see that we've got scattered showers across Mississippi, heavier rain back down to Beaumont, Galveston, those areas across there. Light showers from Shreveport to Monroe, a little bit heavier around Shreveport and southward there to Lufkin, Texas. Let's zoom in and take a closer look what's happening locally. As we go west of Philadelphia, as we get into Talbot County, we've got a few showers there and around Kosciuszko. As we get to Starkville, they're due north of West Point, northwest of those areas there, but expect rain later today. A little bit here popping up in Biloxi, Gulfport area this morning if you're down on the coast enjoying yourself. A little bit down in Wiggins there as you go toward Mobile, Saraland, those places. Lots of showers off in the Gulf. Nothing major at this point. Do expect the high to reach somewhere around 90 today. We have a 40% chance of showers moving in after 2 o'clock is what the forecast calls for. So maybe a wet one there, off and on clouds and sunshine as we get hot to 90 degrees. We'll be here behind the scenes watching the weather for you throughout the day. Let's pull up a detailed forecast of what we expect. This is what the National Weather Service tells us is going to be happening today.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
That forecast, as you see, 90 for Meridian as you'll look southward. Heavier rains from Hattiesburg due south as we saw all of that moving in from the west, from Louisiana and Texas. It'll be heavier rains as we look at the coast areas. Lighter rain in the Meridian, even less as you get into Kemper County up toward the Columbus Air Force Base. We'll see 88 in Columbus as we move over to Greenwood in the Delta. 84 today and down to Natchez. About 83 where that rain will be coming about. As we head east into Bama this morning, we see that Demopolis should hold steady at 87, 86 Birmingham, and warmer weather from Selma to Montgomery to Auburn, Alabama, 91 in those areas, and eastern Alabama could even see 2. Lower Alabama will see about 94. As we go to look at this flash flooding here, I-20 is pretty much the corridor for heavy rains and flash flooding today as we just looked at that map. All of this will pick up in Clark County, Jasper County, and just get heavier as you go further south toward Hattiesburg and Brookhaven toward the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Could see 1 to 3 inches of rain. We will watch this. Now, y'all always know what happens in Clark County and equipment in those areas quickly flooding in those streets. It just can't handle the runoff. We'll watch that. Y'all be careful in Clark County as we wait for that rain. As we look at what's going to be happening over the next 6 to 10 days, we see that the forecast calls kind of moderate is what I would call it, and deep here in the south. East Mississippi, we'll see that across Alabama as well. Southern Florida hotter. Northern Texas as well. Back to California, hot weather still out there. Now, here's our forecast for the next 7 days. 89 to 90 today is forecasted with that 40% chance of showers again after 2 p.m. High of 90 to 89. We look at tomorrow. We're going to get wet. If you've got an event planned for tomorrow, be cautious. You may have to pack up and leave. 80% chance of showers and thunderstorm. That high should reach 91. It's not going to get much better for Sunday as we watch this forecast also still holding 80% chance of rain. Monday, the same. It's going to be wet. It stays in the Neshoba County forecast. Look at it all the way through Thursday, even a 40% chance of showers. Let's get into August and see what August has to offer here. The second rolling in with hot weather, 97. Will hold steady in the mid-90s all the way through August the 9th. Doesn't that mean school is starting? You say the word August? I think it does. We'll see. Slower chances or slighter chances as we see there in the 2nd and 3rd, and then we start picking up those increases around the 5th of August with possibility of more rain there. Now, as we look here, what's happening with the fishing forecast today? Perfect time this afternoon at 5:30 to 7:30. Should be a great time to get out and fish. Now, the wind's going to be calm. North around 5 miles an hour this afternoon. What is happening next in the tropics? Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Absolutely nothing. We are being blessed as we look at that. Nothing expected for the next 7 days. I hear someone's in the studio. I think someone's fixing their hair, and it's not Greg. Julia is in the studio. We're going to have a fun time. Join us once it begins. In roughly 10 minutes from now, we'll go live and come back with everything going on. We have so much to be thankful for. We got coffee brewing, great friends. The only thing we're missing is you, and it starts at 7. Won't you join us? Be a part of all the fun that happens here at the Scotty Ray Report. We'll see you soon.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.